Oh, hello, and welcome to day 16 of the FrankenGames. It's this long video series I'm creating in which I play every Frankenstein video game ever made. And before I get to the games, I always highlight a random quote from the book by Mary Shelley because none of this would exist without that. So I like to take a moment to look at that stuff. So today's quote is, "You throw a torch into a pile of buildings, and when they are consumed, you sit among the ruins and lament the fall." So I'm pretty sure that's the creature talking to Frankenstein, the guy, the doctor, telling him, like, look, you're the one causing all this ruin and chaos, and then you sit there crying about it as if you were not the person who did the thing, who ruined everything. You ruined everything, and you're sitting here lamenting that you ruined everything as if it was not your fault. So yeah, I think that's a really good quote we pulled today. Just highlighting how some people just cannot accept blame or are blind to blame because they're so deluded or ignorant or who knows what. There you go, that's today's quote. Now we move on to the first game of day 16. That is the Frankenstein Wars from 2017 on iPhone, iPad, and Android, developed by Cubus Games. The description is play through a branching, nonlinear storyline set in revolutionary France with a backdrop of hellish war. So yeah, there you go. That's the brief description. It's an Android game, so I'm going to be able to emulate it through using the BlueStacks application on Windows. Let's fire it up and go. Is that going to work? Okay. Sometimes when these things are loading, you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, like I was saying, this is one of the more unique titles. I actually don't fully understand what the gameplay is going to be. So I'm excited to find out as I play here. But just... oh, this is interesting. Because we've run into that name, not Paul Gresty, but the name Dave Morris. That is the author of Frankenstein Interactive from Inkle. A game we looked at a few days back. That was the interactive fiction game where you read for a while and then you're making choices as you read, which causes like a branching storyline to develop. So it's neat that Dave Morris was still on his Frankenstein thing here in 2017. In this game called the Frankenstein Wars. I don't think it's an RTS, but I do know there are factions and there's war, and you have to like maneuver that kind of environment. Also, again, Dave Morris's Frankenstein Interactive story was based in Paris during the Revolutionary War, so he clearly has something about this era. Let's just go in and see how it goes. The world around me is all soft lines and warm colors, free of blemishes or dirt. Oh, wait, is this just going to be another? Not just because it's a cool kind of game. But is this going to be another interactive fiction game where we read for a while, then we make a choice, and we read some more? We'll see. And though I rub at my eyes, try to refocus, the world about me does not shift. This wondrous imprecision is the true state of affairs then. Though I have never embraced a faith in the Lord, a heaven of some sort is a harder notion to dismiss. Is this a glimpse of an afterlife? If so, then I am surely dying. This seems likely. I hold a hand in front of my face, examine my prostrate form. The world may be warmth and beauty, but I am a bloody, crumpled mess. My uniform is ripped, muddy, stained with blood that is my own, and blood that isn't. My skull screams with pain. This, at least, may be a sign that I still live. Surely the dead feel neither pain nor misery. Oh, I have to scroll it? I have to physically scroll this thing. A shape in that brightness detaches itself from the scenery all around. As it swims closer to me, I make out a woman. One that renders this perfect world unremarkable by comparison. She is Kate Clerval, née Oaksey, an English woman immigrant in France, and the wife of my brother Thomas. She speaks. Anton, my greatest fear is that this infatuation will torment me so long as I do nothing to quench it. Ugh, I'm getting mush mouth. I'm not used to having to read out loud. Read big blocks of text out loud. It's not something I do on the day-to-day. So this is interesting. Clerval, I mean, it was the same with Frankenstein Interactive. This these authors are taking elements of the story and just remixing them So like, and this happens with every Frankenstein story, to be honest. They'll take names, they'll take characters and themes and archetypes even, and they'll kind of remix them around in these different adaptations. I'm thinking of not just the video games, but the movies, the plays, because they can. It's a public domain work, so they take elements, they remix it, so it's still, I don't know, it still feels kind of like Frankenstein, but it's not the original. In this case, again, the name Clerval that was the name of Frankenstein's buddy. I think it was Henry Clerval, something like that. All right, our response is, I am not dying, but dreaming of past times. For these are familiar words. Kate spoke them to me once before, a mere month before her wedding to Thomas. Then we spent a night and a morning in bed together. Whoa. It is a memory I both treasure and regret. But that night of love and shame is 3 years distant from this distant dream. From this strange dream, the present need not echo the past. All right, well, 3 choices this time. I'm going to go with this is just a fantasy. Can we move along here? I am a soldier, a fighter. If I walk the line between dream and death, I have most likely been brutalized in some way. Have I been wounded in battle? Have I been wounded in battle? Just awful, awful reading. The details remain hazy. Regardless, a frivolous, pale reminiscence about a woman I once loved, and admittedly, that perhaps I still do, is hardly practical in the circumstances. I push this phantom of Kate away, and as I do, a second voice sounds all around me, a man's harsh. Open your eyes, damn you. Open your eyes, damn you. I have no passion when I read. I don't have time to stitch you up. I do not have time to stitch you up and bring you back from death. A plea to re-enter the land of the living and the waking. A confirmation that the pain I feel is the only real thing here. Is this really gonna be the whole game? Because when I read the premise, I don't know. This didn't seem like. Oh, you know what it is? I looked at screenshots. I was looking at visuals, and this is not matching the visuals that I saw. Let's pick one of these. I've earned a respite. Just let me rest, bro. France can survive without me a short while. I require peace in place of bullets and gore. And if I linger here too long, if I stray into non-existence, I will be away a short time only. I have proven myself valuable enough that my friends and comrades will drag me back from death. But the pain in my skull is jabbing knife point. Is a jabbing knife point that refuses to allow me repose. Irritation and anger are the vessels that carry me back to wakefulness. The warm white light of heaven becomes an angry gray sky. The cries of wounded men push away the pleasant silence all around. Consciousness returns, unbidden, unwanted. There we go. Okay, that was like a prologue or something. Just a little setup. All right, well, I just have a whole map to mess with. Oh, wow, this is not an Inkle game, huh? This really feels like it's maybe like maybe the original. So again, this one of the authors, Dave Morris, learned from that experience and thought, like, oh, yeah, we could do something else. But what do I know? I'm just speculating entirely. I've not read the history of this game. What is up here? Oh, no. Take me back. I did not. Can I go back? Okay, it just sends me back there. What about this? Achievements. Okay, some achievements built into the game. Characters I assume will fill in as I go. Artwork. Ooh, font. Ooh, I'm really liking this. Well, I'm liking the level of polish and just the UI and all that stuff. I like that. All right, well, there's only one thing I can click on, apparently. Is that me? Is that us? I think so. I am lying on the deck of the Tourville, which bucks beneath me on choppy waves. I remember now. An English bullet has glanced off my left temple, knocking me unconscious. And killing me, I'd thought. But if that could have prevented the throbbing ache I now feel, and the stinging blood running into my eye, that might have been preferable. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it comes across, but I do have an eye irritation thing going on. So this is too real right now, too real. Or really, more immersive. It's a more immersive experience, I guess. If that could have prevented the throbbing ache I now feel, and the stinging blood running into my eye, that might have been preferable. Death is no longer quite the showstopper it once was. Dang. Someone's been living a hard life. One of my sergeants, Jacques Bretel, kneels over me, apparently ready to slap some consciousness into me. Do we want to tell him to chill out? that we are awake. Yeah, I'll tell him to stop screaming. Cease your shouting. The sergeant nods. Of course, sir. Report Sergeant Bertel, I instruct. We killed more than half of the English cutter's crew. They've withdrawn. Withdrawn, I ask? We didn't sink them? No, Captain. Then they'll carry word of us back to their employers. An unfortunate turn of events. The cutter belonged to the East India Company, the commercial arm of the British Empire, and so, by implication, it was a natural enemy of all good-hearted Frenchmen. Seeing us so close to St. Helena, an island where no French ships should have any decent business, they chose to investigate, and I chose and failed to sink them. My spell of unconsciousness was apparently poorly timed. The English left a handful of their men in the water as they fled, Bertel adds. Sailors are unlikely to prove valuable as prisoners, but they may have information worth knowing. Fishing them out of the water will cost us valuable time, of course. Let's bring them on board. See how it goes. Bertel shouts out my command. Within moments, it is relayed to the ship's helmsman. I gotta pause here and ask, where's the Frankenstein connection? Like, the premise that doesn't come through here in this text that I added to the video is Frankenstein technology, that is the technology to revive the dead, I guess, has gotten out. And now these wars, these Frankenstein Wars, are different factions trying to control the technology, and I was led to believe that's the central conflict. I guess maybe it'll be revealed, but just know that. There is a Frankenstein connection in this game. I don't know if we'll get to it in this video, but we'll try our best. Maybe if I stop talking, I can actually get there. Alright, within moments it is relayed to the ship's helmsman, and I roll onto one side as the Tourville slows. Tourville? Why do I have trouble with that word? Tourville. Losses, I ask, struggling to my feet. 6 men, 2 Lazarans. Oh, Lazarin. Make note of that term. That's noteworthy. Lieutenant Duvert and Corporals Pascal and Racine were amongst those killed. We're reanimating Pascal now, down in the hold. I want to see. Oh, look at that. I'm complaining, and it was right before we get to the Frankenstein-y bits. I am neither doctor nor visionary. I do not comprehend the principles of Victor Frankenstein's technological wonder, but I recognize that it is likely the most significant scientific achievement in human history, the ability to create life from unlife, consciousness from oblivion. Corporal Pascal has been killed by a bullet in his sternum, which has allowed his heart's blood to spill out of both his chest and back. This damage aside, his body is whole. And so the work of the doctors under my command is relatively simple. They reassemble Pascal's smashed innards, holding their work together with thread and twine. They then stitch a square of dead man's skin into his front and back to hold the man together. Yikes, this is getting gruesome. Then he is raised onto a long workbench, surrounded by voltaic piles and hanging metal flasks. The whole assemblage rocks unnervingly as the Tourville strikes a large wave. The doctors insert into thin tubes into the Pascal skin and attach copper wires and metal clips to his temples, his chest, his waist, his wrists. A great crack as the electrical equipment discharges an immense shock into Pascal's frame, as it, in Frankenstein's own words, imbues him with the spark of human essence. And then Pascal opens his eyes, a near human, a Lazarin, alive. Yeah, Lazarin as in Lazarus, right? The guy who was the biblical, I think is a biblical dude, who was revived from the dead. Like he was dead and he was raised up. So I think in this universe, they have Frankenstein technology, and whenever they revive somebody, they call them Lazarans, who I imagine have to be like zombie people. We'll see. All right, so I have 3 choices about, I guess, expressing my feelings about this whole thing we just did. So, is it an abominable process? Is it a wonder? An achievement on par with the creations of the gods or whatever? Or do I just hope I never end up getting turned into one of these things? I'm gonna say it's a wonder. Sure, it's an achievement. We live in a time of wonders, where the work of man outstrips the vaunted achievements of the gods. Sergeant Bertel has accompanied me to the hold. The conditions of Lieutenant Duvert and Corporal Racine are more complicated, he says. Each man was ripped open by cannon fire. The doctors tell me their brains remain undamaged, but to save one man, we will have to scavenge body parts of the other. Yikes. Another facet of Frankenstein's work, this. Animation rather than mere reanimation. If a working body can be constructed, it can be imbued with life, no matter what the origin of its constituent parts. I gather his first work, his infamous monster, was crafted in such a way. Lieutenant de Vere is a good-hearted patriot, and vehemently opposed to the corruption inherent in our false king's rule, but he largely owes his rank to charm and old family money. Corporal Racine is a coarse, uncultured fellow, but a fine soldier. He is a good leader to the men below him and well respected. Might we amalgamate their two minds, I ask one of my doctors, splice together a completely new brain from two halves? It's been done before. Such work would be delicate, the doctor replies. I doubt we have the time for such finesse. Then the tourbillon rocks once more, and a hanging bottle clanks the doctor in the back of the head. He smiles weakly. These are not ideal circumstances. Oh, I have to choose which one of those guys to bring back. Alright, let me read about them one more time. Because we have been recording for a while. I might be calling it soon, but this feels like a critical choice. Because whoever I reanimate, I assume it's going to be like an ally or something. Where do I find out? Oh, here it is. So, Duvere is a patriot, and he's against the king, and he's old money. Racine is coarse and uncultured, but he's a good soldier and a good leader. That's written to make you think like, well, Racine is the good soldier and the good leader, but the other guy is a rich guy. So, am I going to need money? Am I going to need like a rich, charming guy? I don't know. He's against the king. Are we with the king? I have no idea. I don't know where I stand on this matter at the moment. I'm gonna go with the rich guy. We're gonna be that kind of character who wants the connections of this Duvere guy. So do it. The work is bloody this time. Parts of Corporal Racine are sawn away and grafted to Duvere's frame. The process of reconstructing a man's innards is doubtless complex work, but here again, Frankenstein's genius shows through. So long as a physician can assemble a man somewhat approximately, close enough, the chemicals that pour through his veins encourage the body to knit itself together. In essence, it is the Lazaren's body itself that carries out much of the fine work in the moments before reanimation. Still, lacking time for subtlety, my doctors carve Duvere into a lumpen, leaning fellow. Ooh. Once again, they employ their clips and chemicals. Once again, that great electrical crack, and then Duvere sits up. He eyes me, his face lopsided and sorrowful. You have tasted death, Duvere. What is it like? Find a uniform. We have a task to carry out. Yeah, I guess we can be a callous jerk character. We'll just get in uniform, dude. Duvere nods, distractedly examining his hands, his legs. He has already worked and fought beside Lazaren's. Still, this transformation seems to have provoked no little shock. Now, if you please, I add. As I climb up on deck... Can we get back to the map? Once I get back to the map, we'll call it for this video. I think that'll be my cutoff point. As I climb back up on deck, one of my doctors drops Corporal Racine's discarded brain into a metal pail, ready to be tossed overboard. I frown at the grave waste. It is unfortunate that, for now, we only possess the means to reanimate the recently dead. What does that mean? Does that mean we would want to preserve the guy? I'm not sure about that one. On deck once more, I look out across the sea and glance up at the sky. I like it. I like this, whatever's happening here. Wait, did I choose that? Was that a choice? Like, huh. I think that was a choice. I think if I clicked when the sun was out, it would have been sunny, but I clicked on the rain clouds, so now it's going to be rainy. The gray clouds overhead through this whole process of playing all these games, I've come across a few that I thought, I'll go back to that. But this game, I think especially because it's on Android, which means I can run it on my phone, I think I'm going to finish this. Like tomorrow morning, I'll keep playing this game. Because I can play it on my phone. And I am very intrigued with what's happening here. Alright, this is going to be one of my favorites for sure. Alright, so yeah, gray clouds overhead have grown darker. The first drops of falling rain touch my head. We are into the late days of St. Helena's rainy season. I'd hoped to avoid any downpours, but no. The raindrops rapidly grow in number and fall much more heavily. Oh man, I think I'm going to call it. Gotta call it soon. Oh no. One more choice, and then I'll call it. Such weather may slow our progress on St. Helena, yet perhaps it will also encourage the forces of the East India Company to stay at home altogether. So we're fighting the British. A fresh jacket, Captain? Sergeant Braytel, still at my heels, nods toward my shoulder. I glance down. My temple still stings damnably where the English blood touched me. Blood from that wound has run down my neck, into my ear, and onto my uniform. My blood turns my uniform's blue breast an angry purple. It is at least inobtrusive where it has dried on my red epaulette. Epaulette? I can have one of my men bring you something clean, Captain, Sergeant Braytel proposes. All right. Do I want the clean thing? Do I care about cleanliness? Or do I dress down this dude? Yeah, better give me a clean uniform. All right. Better to maintain decorum while that luxury still exists. Is there just more choices after this? Oh man, I don't know. How much further? I really wanted to get back to the map, but I don't know that I'll make it. I can have one of the men bring you something clean, Captain, the Braytel proposes. Do so. Better to maintain decorum, blah, blah, blah. Aye, sir. Braytel grabs a private nearby and makes the necessary arrangements. I look out across the waters. There, now falling under the touch of the rain clouds sweeping across the sky, lies the island of St. Helena. A small island, with only one possible goal for a ship of French revolutionaries sneaking across the waves. A goal that will soon be apparent to our enemies now that we have been detected. We have come seeking the tomb of a great man buried there. Difficult to estimate how long now remains to us before the East India Company's soldiers reach that tomb and secure it, placing it beyond our reach. The English cutter will be first to sail a circuitous route back to Jamestown for fear of meeting us again. An hour, maybe two, to report our presence and assemble a sizable force, a fortuitous lag in responsiveness inherent in most slumbering administrations, and then a swift march from Jamestown to the tomb itself. Far less time than I would like remains to us, in any case, some of which we've used up already, fishing enemy soldiers out of the water. We should hurry. Now there's a timer. I think I'm going to call it here. Yeah, let's call it here. All right, well, that's it for the Frankenstein Wars. It is a interactive fiction story in the middle of a war. It's got Frankenstein-y bits, as we saw, and I really love it. I can tell you right now, I will definitely continue playing this like right away because I am intrigued with what's happening. And again, it's on a phone, so I can do that more easily. All right, let's call it for that one. Let's close this out. Bail out of this. Cool. All right, well, let's move on to the next one, which is... Oh, once I get this to cooperate. Also in 2017, we have Frankenstein's Monsters Monster for Windows, developed by Short for a Night. I like that developer name. The description is play as Frankenstein's Monsters Monster in this roguelike grave digging game. Alrighty. It is a Windows game, native Windows, unlike this other one, which was emulated. I think it's something I got on itch.io. Yes, definitely is. Yep, full screen, fantastic. Input. Oh yeah, I should make note of this stuff. That's a lot of input. Oh, figure it out. Unity title. The year is 1788. I'm with you. Frankenstein's monster survives his creator. Beset by angry mobs, he retreats to find solitude in the frozen wastes of the Arctic and sets to work. Ugh. Or Mushmouth. He throws the switch. Oh, I can speed up the text. Lightning arcs through the form on the table and a rare smile comes to his face. He is finally not alone. Ugh, a lot of text to read. There's the title, which I won't bother to read. He sobers. Turning to his creation, he pleads, I want to live my days in peace. On the moon? I have my dad's rickety old corpse rocket, but not enough body parts to power it. What? The corpse-fueled rocket. What? I'm confused. There's all the individuals, I guess, who worked on this game. Dig, control, depart. What does that mean? You need more body parts. Okay. Is that... Alright. The arrows shift the camera. WASD. Space to jump. Mouse clicks do nothing. Uh-oh. I guess I should have paid attention to the controls, because I don't know what to do. This is really confusing. Oh, you can punch. There's also the alright, if I hold shift, he does that, which is nothing. If I hold control, he punches. Oh, I don't like it being on control. Alt does nothing. Alright, so it's shift and control that we have to worry about. It says it's a roguelike. I guess it's a randomly generated environment. What is... That's confusing. Also, how did I punch down? Whoa. Whoa. What? I did not mean to do that. Ooh, I destroyed that dude. Alright, well I'm just gonna go around and punch things. Did that say love? Yep, love fills me up. Oh, I have to grab it. Shift, that's what that was. Pogo? Oh, this is a Spelunky-like. Okay. Now I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Oh, I like that. You can swap body parts. That's great. Oh, that's annoying, actually. Can I... Oh, I'm not jumping. I'm not even holding the... It's just forcing me to pogo. So not the best. Oh, the pogo is... Oh, this is not great. I love this enemy. It's like a slug with a suit arm. Alright, I'm just gonna go around and mess everything up. Ooh, I picked up an Arm of Darkness. Alright, we can't bust through that. Whoa. Was that an item? Big leg. What does the big leg do? This is getting out of control. Oh, there's something up there I probably should have tried to pick up. Hold on, I'm trying to maneuver with the pogo leg equipped. I mean, if you swap a body part, I feel like they should leave the old one behind so that you can go back and pick... Like, if I don't like the pogo leg, I should be allowed to go back. But they're not letting me. It got destroyed, apparently. I'm just trying to maneuver over there, but... Oh, it's gonna be too tough. Oh, until it's not. What? Whoa! What is going on up there? Oh, somebody's throwing dynamite. That can't be right. That feels like that feels like a bug. Like it should not. Oh yeah, that's a bug. Am I about to fall all the way down? Let's see. My HP is 1. Oh, you know what I should have... I just noticed there's like a gamepad control scheme. I should have used that. Oh well. I don't think this is going well. Oh, here we go. Explain some stuff. I think I've picked up everything on this... Oh, that's what I currently have equipped. I see. Okay, so yeah, move. Arrow keys do not move the character. They move the camera. All right, head. Oh. Head, what do you mean? Head, left arm, right arm. Left leg, right leg. Interesting. You can activate and deactivate? Is that what I'm understanding? What I want to know now is how do I get out of here? Like, I got blasted up into the air. I don't think I'm falling. Alright, I am intrigued enough with this game that I do want to give it one more try. I genuinely, I really like this concept. Like, of just being a Frankenstein's monster, but your body... Also, this text threw me off. This started to feel just like that last game. Like, oh, it's another text scrolly game. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the actual gameplay being a platform roguelike game. Yeah, the corpse-fueled rocket, that's still not clear to me. What is the part? Oh, that was the quit button, okay. Well, you should have added that to the main menu so that I could have actually quit when I got stuck in that first session. But oh well. Let's scroll past this stuff again. It's compelling to learn that this is a 2D side-scroller, but when I got blasted up, you could see that it was still like a 3D map. I didn't realize that that's what Unreal, or Unity, does. Alright, here we go again. Let's kill this guy. Oh, two coffins right next to each other. Nope, did not want to do that. I'm trying to get into that two coffin zone. Oh, except that's a steel box, so I don't think it's going to let me in anyway. Gas is bad, right? Like if I do this. Yep, that hurt me. Alright, for a change, let's go down. Yeah, I'm just going to keep basically working my way down until I end up in the basement or something. That's a bit weird. Punching the whole punching downward. It's not super clear how to accomplish that. That was game over. All right, well I'll stop there. This one's will I? Yes. I'll pause there. But I do like this one too. I like Frankenstein's monster. I like the concept, the roguelike elements. You're digging and you have body parts you collect as you go. The corpse-fueled rocket thing, I still have no clue what that is. I guess I would find out if I played more, but that's going to be it for now. So let's close that out and let's move on to the next game. Alright, now it's Frankenstein's Halloween Pop from 2018, another iPhone, iPad game, which means, as always, I am emulating these iOS games on a Mac, because playing on original devices, how would I even do that? These are some old apps, and I'd have to track down iPhones or whatever. So yes, I'm glad that Macs allow you to emulate iOS stuff these days. This is a game developed by Wise App, And the description of sorts is download and enjoy hundreds of spooky, challenging levels in this bubble shooter puzzle game. And I'm excited for this because the bubble shooter game genre is, I love them. I love these games. They're great. They're fun. They're simple. And they're dead now. And I'm recording this in 2024. I don't think this kind of game is a thing anymore. Well, maybe it is. It must be. It's a free genre, right? Anyone is free to make their own spin on a bubble shooter, but there was definitely an era when this was a big genre. Like there were browser games. I played it originally with a game called Zuma Deluxe on Xbox 360. So, and I was on mobile. I know that for sure. So yeah, it was a genre that just got all over the place. And now here's another take on the bubble shooter genre in which they incorporate Frankenstein. Let's get these pop-ups out of there. And it's another one of those games where the story of Frankenstein has nothing to do with it. It's about the creepy monster character and the vibe, right? You can see the background's all spooky, gravestones and all this stuff. So it's very much about the vibe of Frankenstein versus like the story of Frankenstein. But that's fine. Again, my rule is just if Frankenstein is the central figure or the central story, we'll do it. So we're doing it. It is based on stages. You can see here, there's a little progress indicator. We're going to start with stage 1. There's a very loud airplane flying overhead. Thanks universe for sending that noise this way right now. So, okay, what are we doing? I could swap bubbles? How are we moving around the environment though? Like, how am I shooting? Okay. Simple. Just aim. Alright, so Frankenstein is the shooter. That's Frankenstein's role in this, is he's flinging bubbles to the sky. So let's swap to red and pop that right there. Very simple genre. Maybe that's why it was so popular. It's very easy to understand. You're just trying to destroy collections. Alright, hold on. Can I move Frankenstein? Like, why is a candy corn there? What do I do with that candy corn? Who knows? Can I aim? Ooh. See, so this is the thing with bubble shooters. You're trying to aim for things further back, but if I brush up against this red bubble, it's going to stick there. So you have to aim... Oh, nice. What did that do? Booster. What does this do? I'm just clicking on stuff at the bottom there. There are different boosters you can buy. Should we buy one? Let's just do it. I mean, whatever. I bought something. I guess this lets you... Oh, that lets you... It'll just match the color automatically. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, that was a waste. I could have used that somewhere else. Do I have another one? Oh, they cost me. So how many gems do I have to spend? Alright, so I completed level 1. They gave me a score of 3. That's good. Facebook share. This link must be so broken. Facebook breaks APIs so easily, so we're certainly not... We don't care about that, so we'll move on. Alright, level 2. Oh, they limit the boosters you get per level. I see. And, oh, so the objective is always collect all the candy corn. So I don't want to pop all the bubbles? Ah, that's unclear. Oh, here we go. We're stuck. I only have green. And the problem is if you shoot a bubble, then you're creating more clutter. Because now you have a single green bubble there, taking up space. Oh, look at that. Two is not enough. What about 3? Okay, so 3 or more bubbles clears them out. Oh, and I only have so many shots. Okay. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Video game. Alright, now we're picking... We're getting there, see? We're learning. We're using our brains. Isn't that an aspect of Frankenstein? Using your brain to solve problems? Or, no, actually, no. Frankenstein is about using your brain to think you're solving a problem and then do something awful. Like create a living being and then not, you know, care for that living being and so he hates you, and it's a whole thing. Oh, there's bouncing. Look at that. Look at that. I missed that. Oh, that's great. Alright, yeah, this is gonna be easy. Let's burn a green one. I don't know why this is so satisfying in a video game. Like, going back to the old days, right? Like, whenever a video game just has, like, does the math to calculate those trajectories, like those bounce trajectories off surfaces, like, that's really satisfying. Like this right here. Ooh. Are you kidding me? What was that about? Why didn't that work? Hold on a second. That was weird. Let's try this again. That worked. That looked like a bug to me. Why did that disappear? That was very strange. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, Frankenstein. We got this. Well, if I have any criticism so far, gameplay's fine. It's a bubble shooter. It's the same thing. My criticism is they should be switching up backgrounds. I'm getting kind of bored of this one piece of art as a background this whole time. Also, Frankenstein, is he reacting to what I'm doing? Let's see. I don't think he is. Yeah, I think he's just smiling creepily at the camera, or at the viewer, and he'll do the toss animation when you toss a bubble, but that's it. That's two criticisms. I need more Frankenstein animation, and I need backgrounds to swap between a few different ones, so it doesn't get boring. Purple, let's get rid of that row. Alright, that's that. Let's get rid of that one. I guess we'll get rid of that row, but... Oh, there you go. If you let loose a bunch of them, you'll get the score for that. Oh, there is a score. I had not been paying attention to scoring at all. Huh. Like, I assume... So, yeah, if I find a way to get rid of the red ones... I mean, there's no way. I have to get rid of this blue row to access the red row, but if I do that, I win. Oh, okay. If I'd been more strategic, I could have figured out a solution, but it's too late. Ah, see, we didn't get 3 stars this time. Oh, wow, right on the edge. I didn't notice that score meter at the top either. Okay, so we're getting into the nuanced gameplay here. Collect. Why? I'm sure, let's do this. But why is there... Huh. Oh, wait, I don't want to do this. Oh, if I just go off screen, it'll cancel my throw. You saw that, right? Like, there's a tower of bubbles that extends beyond the top. That's interesting. I wonder why that is that way. I feel like this is one where I should use a booster for something. I have 14 crystals. This is my inventory, or my, what would you call that? My supply of crystals, and this will cost me 6. Gives long aim line. I don't need that. What about this? Matches with any color. Maybe. Might need that. Shows next ball. No, I don't think I need that. Let's just toss the red one. And then give me the purple. Right there, sure. And, oh, green, finally. Let's do this. Very good. And then let's do this. Okay. Now I'm stuck with yellow. No, I don't want to show next ball. I might want to do in any color. I mean, why not? Whatever. I'm not trying to achieve a full playthrough here as always. I'm playing for a few minutes, so let's just spend what we got, huh? Alright, let's blast that one right there. Okay. So it's Tetris-like in that you're trying to move things downward. No, Tetris is the opposite, sort of. Yeah, you don't have an... what game did... Well, anyway, you saw what happened. You can have a very tall assortment of bubbles, and you have to like cause them to lower down so you can access the rest of them. Unless when the level loads, you just notice, like if you can make a trick shot where you can't see what's up above, but you aim it that way and you make the shot, that's got to be amazing, or feel amazing. All right, let's get that candy corn. I want to get rid of that green. What happens? Oh, nope. That's 2 stars. Let's do one more level. Level 5, and we'll call it. How does this game make money? Like, it has to be the crystals. Like, I assume after I've spent all my crystals, if I'm at 0, they'll tell you like, well, if you want more crystals, pay us some real money. But I would assume that's how it works. Alright, let's use that red one here. Let's use the green one. Oh, there's no way it's gonna make it in there. Whoa, I made it. If I have positives here, because I complained earlier about Frankenstein animation and the lack of diverse backgrounds, it's always this background. I like the wiggliness of the bubbles. Like even now, I think they might be like swaying slightly, but like when I fire a bubble and they all kind of like react, that's great. Big thumbs up for that little bit of like polish. It just gives it a physicality, like the bubbles are hanging and they're barely hanging on, and you see them all react when you pop some of them. Like that feels great. Great job. Red. All greens. Well, again, we're not gonna... What else can I buy? Gives long aim line. I don't need that. That does make me wonder. Like, hold on. When am I gonna need a long aim line? Like, what's coming up where I need that? But I think for now, we're just gonna spend for the all-color ball to get rid of... Let's just toss it in there. That worked out. Green? Oh, there's where the long aim line would help here, actually. Like, to get... I think that's gonna do it. Yeah, nice. Red, that's an easy one. Yellow is another one. Right there. Green? Oh, yeah, this is another one where... I mean, let's do it. Let's just buy the long aim line. Why not? Spend money. Oh! Well, I'm out of crystals, but also here, they're proving out what I said, which is that if you want to buy crystals, that's where you spend real money. We're not doing that, of course, so... Alright, that's not an option. Let's just... hope that makes it. Ooh, barely. Now I need a purple. And we have it. Right there. I mean, if you were talking about like polish flourishes, the children cheering when I finish a level, that's great. That's like, sure, I'm the winner. Hooray for me. All right, well that was it. That's Frankenstein's Halloween Pop from 2018. Frankenstein is in it. That's the most relevant aspect to the Frankenstein arc. But again, so many of the games from this era and onward are just this, or just Frankenstein is the main character. He does stuff, and they barely touch on the original Mary Shelley story in any way. So that's just what happens when you have a pop culture figure like this. You'll just throw him in a game and forget the rest. But anyway, that's it for now. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, well, that's it. That's it for day 16. Another 3 games. This is one of the great things about doing these kinds of video series, or when you look at games from across time, not because they're in the same genre, but because they're in the same, like from the same developer, because they have a license or adaptation or source material that ties them together, but because all these different developers are doing wild different things from each other, you just end up with this like really interesting mix of genres and gameplay. and presentations, and I just love it. So I think today's games are a perfect example of just how varied it can be, and that's what's so great about this series. I love it. So yeah, even though we're 40 some games into this, I look forward to getting through another 40 some games by the time we get to the end of this in day 31. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and join me tomorrow for more of this madness.